Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with Long Island's own, the Hampton Hopper, the number one Airbnb king in this great country. It's Ben Soffer.
Yes, I'm broke. I'm completely broke. But we're having a beautiful summer. Josh, hydrangeas, they're in season, and I have them.
I have
them,
feeling.
okay? Okay? I have
white?
them.
They're
And
white, right?
They're white. They're also purple. They're also blue. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You can come into my backyard, clip one, put it in a vase on a table.
Wow. And I love that
That's
hydrangeas have DEI, you know?
Yes, totally.
Yes.
They do. They're inclusive.
That's what we need more of that in the flower family.
We need more hydrangeas.
Yes.
Absolutely, we do. We do.
Well, I think we'd be remiss to not, look, God damn it, this is a family. Good Guys, our listeners, this is a family. This is the mishpucha. Should we start calling our fandom the mishpucha?
We should. And I just want to rip it off like a Band-Aid. Unfortunately, Marshall was hit by a car.
Marshall is under a city bus, and unfortunately, it's one of those double ones. It's connected by one of those weird things in the middle. And
they tried so hard with a crane to pull him out. Just didn't happen.
They tried to back up, but the way the angle was, they actually ran over him.
He's gone. He'll never return. And so we're starting a GoFundMe for Marshall's family because funeral services are expensive, and we loved him, so we want to make sure that he has a great gravestone, limestone, of course, only the best for Marshall. No pine box here. So.
And as someone who edited our podcast and probably has been storing away things we'd never want anyone else to hear in the world in a hard drive who can use this against us, I'm going to cut out everything you just heard.
No, because he'll love it.
He's going to entrap us, and I'm going to be paying off Marshall's lifestyle for the rest of my life.
He'll love it. Unfortunately, Marshall actually just took a different job, and we'll miss him terribly, but you'll no longer hear him on the podcast.
Marshall, we love you. I know you're all shocked right now. I can hear the gasps from people's cars. He was an indelible part of the pod. We love him, but we cannot gatekeep the greatness that is Marsh. And when he was given another opportunity, well, frankly, he asked us to match it, and we said, "Get out of here. We could go cheaper." No, I'm kidding. But no, we don't have any say in that. But we honor him. We're so glad that his skills and everything about him is being utilized, and he's continuing to grow and get better. And the truth is that no one ever will be able to replace Marshall. And
Never.
With that, I'd like to introduce you all to our newest producer, Josh Jean. No, I'm kidding. Love you, Josh. No, we've had Josh before. He's the greatest, and we're going to be working with Josh. And then who are you pawning us off on, Josh?
Oh, then you'll be with Olivia, who is amazing, rock star.
Olivia is amazing. Her and I, we have really good convos in and out of the studio when I'm coming in, when I'm leaving. She's just a wonderful person, and we're very lucky.
So yes, rest in peace, Marshall, but we're happy for you. We're happy for you. All right, let's get on with the show. Josh, how are you? You're looking gorgeous.
Let me tell you, Ben. So my son, my eldest son, he starts kindergarten well, by the time you hear this, he's starting kindergarten. And wow. I'm not okay. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Remote.
That's hard. That's really hard.
It's really hard. And basically the week before, he didn't have camp or anything. So I was like, let's do a lot of fun things before you start regular school. So what did we do? We went to the trampoline park because my son and I, we crush a trampoline park.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a great time with my son. We're ziplining. We're in the foam pit. We're slugging Gatorades. We're playing dodgeball. I'm pegging 7-year-olds, like just crushing them with these dodgeballs. And you know what? One of my worst fears happened, and your boy had to step up. Suddenly, I start hearing screams at the trampoline park. Yeah. Buckle up. Okay. I look at my son, we make eye contact, and even at his young 5-year-old age, he can tell something is amiss. Something bad is happening. So I take my son, I see that now a group of people have all surrounded a little girl. Bad. Now I'm seeing the employees running. They're calling the police. They're calling an ambulance. I'm like, oh God. So I go, and I don't want to be a looky-loo. You know what I'm saying? But
For sure.
I can hear of the urgency of the parent. This isn't like, you know, even not to make light of a broken leg or something, like the kind of things that can happen that you would think at a trampoline park. This seemed like truly life or death. Now, and I have to give a shout out, I was recently certified in first aid and CPR through the American Heart Association. Shout out my boy Fisher. And it was amazing because I remember when I took the test, and I completed it, the guy who was giving me the test said, congratulations, you can save someone's life now. And I said, here's my moment. Dr. Josh coming in. You know what I mean? In that moment, it was like I went to, you know, Harvard med school. Really. I was like, someone get me a white coat because I'm about to save a life. So I walk up.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Wait,
somewhere.
Hang on, you're on a lag.
No, it sounded great.
No, you're on a lag now. Damn it! I don't know what happened. Is there something on the computer that's different? No,
because my video's on a lag.
Your video's on a lag. That's the only thing that's on a lag. Like I hear you, and then I see you.
I
guess it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
As long as the audio's good.
Where did I go
wrong? I lost a friend somewhere alone in the bitterness. And now, who was that? The
Would
Fray?
I've stayed up
with you all night,
and I know how to save a life. Was the question, who is that? Obviously, it's the Fray.
The Fray. Great band.
Excellent band. Excellent. If I had a spare, what do you think it costs for them to play a private gig?
How big is the gig?
100-person birthday party.
How long they play in?
An hour. 90 minutes.
No, that's nuts. You don't want any band to play. You don't want the Rolling Stones to play for 90 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. 30 minutes?
25 minutes is more than enough.
Okay, we'll go 25.
$100,000?
Ooh. All right, you'll do it for me for my 40th. Continue.
I got you covered. So I realized that I need to do something. I at least need to offer some assistance. So I walk up to this crowd. This mother is freaking out. Her daughter is 7 years old, and she is just laid out on the ground, unresponsive. So scary. As she had just passed out and hit the deck, and I think she had like a seizure episode. I didn't know exactly what happened. So I tell little Max, I go, bud, just wait right here. He was a few feet away from me. I'm just going to go check on this girl. And I walk up and they're on the phone with 911. And I say, I know CPR. And the mother looks at me and goes, aren't you from TV? And then
oh my God.
The woman next to me goes, it's okay, I'm an EMT, which I think, oh, thank God. And then she looks at me and goes, what show? And I literally was like, why don't we focus on what's important right now? And then we can go through my IMDb credits. And thank God the girl had, I don't know if it was a seizure or a blood sugar episode, but she did, wake up, and the paramedics did come and checked her out and said she was okay. I don't know what happened from there, but when it was all said and done, the little girl was okay. And, but you know what? I felt I got to shout out again, the American Heart Association. Go get certified in CPR and basic first aid techniques, because it made me feel like, thank God I can do something at the very minimum.
You're very skilled. And I won't do the accent, but the only other movie that I know how to quote is School of Rock. And if you remember the scene with the Asian dad watching them in the Battle of the Bands, and that kid Zach is on the guitar, and the Asian dad turns to the other kid's dad and says, "Your son is very skilled." Yes. And if you can recall that, that's what I wanted to say to you in that moment. But I won't do the accent.
I saved a life, and I want to shout out our incredible emergency personnel, the fire department, the emergency services. You know who you are. But I do got to say, it looked like an Ozempic convention when these guys walked in. They're eating too good in the firehouse. These guys, yeah.
They're husky?
They were cute. Yeah, I think like maybe they send the paramedic ones and they didn't send the firefighting ones. But
that's amazing.
I was like, you boys are built.
You told that story so well. Like, I don't even want to tell you what I thought happened to this girl. I definitely didn't think that she had like low blood sugar and passed out and then like some Epsom salts and she was up. Like, I thought that she was like at the bottom of the ball pit, like
paralyzed,
like all the way down, and just like couldn't get out and was just like fucked from a jump. Like, woo!
I'm happy. Scary.
Oh yeah. Those places are fun, but scary.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Fresh Direct. So I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. I used to legitimately waste hours a week searching grocery aisles for the best, freshest fruits, veggies, and meats and still be disappointed. Look, you also get lost in a grocery store. I go there, I take a phone call, it's been 3 hours, and all that I needed was some dill. That's all I needed. Fresh Direct makes it so much easier, and you can trust that the fruits, vegetables, meats, everything that you're going to get from them is going to be fresh, top of the line, high quality, hello. And I recently started using Fresh Direct, and the experience, folks, let me tell you, night and day. Fresh Direct is a farm-to-kitchen food source directly from farmers, fishermen, and ranchers and delivered straight to your door. Because of this, I'm paying, as will you, for the quality of food rather than to just have someone go shopping in a store for me. I save so much time every week because I don't have to sift through sad-looking produce. Fresh Direct says they're 7 days fresher than grocery stores, and I have really seen a huge difference in the freshness of my food. Freshness is key. It doesn't matter how good you are at cooking. If your food's old, if your food isn't fresh, if your vegetables aren't ripe, then you're behind the eight ball. It's no good. You need fresh food, and fresh food's going to come from Fresh Direct. The convenience is unbeatable. I can grocery shop from my office or from my couch anytime I want. I can grocery shop from my car. How easy is that? And the best part, Fresh Direct is the only true replacement for a grocery store. They offer a wide range of products from pantry staples to specialty items, all at great prices. For over 20 years, Fresh Direct has been delivering the freshest fruits, vegetables, and meats to the tri-state area. Don't take my word for it. Try it to believe it with $50 off your first order. Go to freshdirect.com and use code GOODGUYS. That's freshdirect.com, code GOODGUYS for new customers to save $50 off their first order. Terms and restrictions apply. See site for details. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Fume draws flavor into your mouth. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave. You still have something to reach for. Fume is not a vape. No vapor, you can use it anywhere. No nicotine, it's not addictive. Non-toxic flavors, it's a guilt-free alternative. No batteries, you'll never need to charge it. How easy is that? Looks awesome. Feel the weighted, high-quality design, made to fidget with, calms anxiety with magnets, snaps, and clicks. God, Fume is fantastic. Their crisp mint and orange vanilla flavors, ooh, are they delicious. And it's just nice to pull something once in a while, okay? Just nice to pull and be nice to your lungs at the same time. Fume constantly invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products, and Fume is backed by doctors in the U.S. I love the crisp mint flavor. Anything to make my mouth taste minty fresh. Ooh, baby, that is great. And my wife absolutely loves talking to me after I've had the crisp mint because, minty fresh, minty, delicious, and fresh. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be their next success story. For a limited time, use my code GOODGUYS to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code GOODGUYS to get a free gift with your order today.
I'm on the random side of TikTok where you'll see like these videos of people who are quadriplegic, paraplegic, and they'll talk about how it happened. And for some of them, it was just doing a flip into a foam pit. That'll be the title. Flip into a foam pit. And it's so, I don't know. Are we getting old or is just everything more dangerous?
No, I think that everything has always been very dangerous. And we do these things anyways because we're thrill seekers from a young age. But like the idea of diving into a pool, I dive. I know that you want to do it in the deepest water possible, but I've dove into a shallower pool because I know how to dive. But that dumb concept that I know how to diving into a 6-foot pool is so dumb considering the amount of people that get paralyzed by diving into a 6-foot pool. Like, we just make bad choices.
It's no bueno.
No bueno. Wow.
Not good.
First Marshall, then this girl.
I know.
Sorry. First Gene Simmons, then Marshall.
Richard.
Then, well, damn it.
Gene Simmons, hold your tongue. First Richard, then Gene. It happens in 3. Who's next? Russell Simmons? I don't think he's a good guy.
Damn it.
Ben
All
Simmons?
right, well,
God forbid.
God forbid. I mean, he can go. Honestly, he's no good.
Oh. You're so butch with your sports and your interests.
I know. Speaking of, how long can we talk about the Olympics again, even though we're releasing this in mid-March?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Olympics all through October, apparently.
Well, I had I ran into Max, a mutual friend of ours.
Yes, the great Max Litke. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yes. Who it actually could be a funny story. He's a talent manager. I was going to say a bit of a talent manager, and
he's awesome.
And we were chatting, and it was probably 95 degrees, and I was like, "Let's go for a walk and talk." And I made this lovely fellow in a terry cloth shirt walk around Manhattan 3.5 miles. He was schwitzing, absolutely schwitzing, as was I. It was completely nuts on my part to make him do that. Why was I talking about Max? The Olympics, because he represents an Olympian, Josh, and would like to have said Olympian on the podcast. And I said, any Olympian, we'll take him. Let's talk to him.
Well, in what sport?
Oh, see, he won't say any Olympian. Okay. In what sport? Let's see.
Look, if you're an Olympian in badminton, I think it might just be better for a segment, not an entire rep. I don't know what I have to say about just badminton. No shade on badminton.
He is TikTok is loading. He has a lot of TikTok followers. I think he's trending.
Well, that changes.
He's a 2-time Olympian, and he swims, dives.
Perfect. Diver. Great.
Sick.
That's a what are you nuts right there.
Diving. Oh yeah. By the way, I literally just went from diving into a 6-foot pool, paralyzed, and then we decide to jump from 100 feet in the air. Is it more than that?
I think it's 30.
Okay. So it's less than that.
The high dives, there is 100 foot, but I think that's I don't think that's an Olympic sport. I think that's a different sport.
Yeah. Wow. I've belly flopped from 6 feet. It kills. Imagine belly flopping from 30.
I used
Get the
to
wind knocked out of you, you're dead.
When I was in my heavier days, every summer when the pool would get real busy at my apartment complex, we would do belly flop contests, and I would be, granted, when you're that heavy, your blood is thin. I bruised like a summer peach. Days later, all up my arms, I was bruised as heck.
Yeah. I was a big cannonball guy. Still am, honestly. This weekend, I did a huge cannonball in front of my nephew. I'm like, want to see this? Want to see something cool? Uncle Ben cannonballing. Soaked. I still get great range.
Wow.
Great range on my cannonball. Yeah. Yeah, I love a cannonball.
I always appreciated the cannonball more than the jackknife.
Oh, I'm so happy you brought that up. The jackknife is so dumb.
It's a dumb jump.
Dumb jump. There's nothing to it. Like, you hold one leg, there's no real splash. What is it? The most overrated, the jackknife. So stupid.
New producer Josh, are you for or against jackknives?
Am I for or against Jack? I'm actually for.
You're on thin ice, Josh. No, I'm kidding. He's
All
for
right.
him.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, so are you talking about the? Sorry, I kind of missed the.
The jackknife is it's one knee up, one leg out, and you land on your backside.
We're talking about jumping into a pool.
Oh no, that's actually nuts. I'm not down for landing on my backside and doing anything.
There we go. Okay,
Solid.
thank God.
Yeah.
Good.
All
Thank
right.
God.
Well,
Okay, that's what I thought.
That settles it now, doesn't it?
Yeah. No jackknife.
So, how many family members are you in the Hamptons with right now?
5.
This is your
plus kid. 6. No. Ooh, 5. Yes.
I could dress this up, but then I wouldn't be me. Are you completely fucking over it? Like, being as much as you love these people, it's got to be a lot.
Let me explain why I'm not. I'm not because we switched houses. We got some newness, Josh. We went from one house to a new house. We have new experiences, new stores, and also I'm one, I love them, but 2, I'm loving the suburban lifestyle. You're forgetting this city kid doesn't have a house. I don't get to grill. I don't get to go and see my hydrangeas, get in my car every day and drive. Like, I'm loving being in a house. So if that house is with the same people, alone, 100 people, I'm just loving being suburban. So it's Suburban Ben.
I stand Suburban Ben, and I hear that, and I love my in-laws, and I could be with them like 90% of the time, but sometimes I just need to I'm total only child syndrome. I need to be away.
Yeah, and by the way, if I do, I can be. That's also like, everybody's fine with that. Like, if Claudia and I want to go to dinner ourselves, or like if I want to, every single day, by the way, I'm going shopping, grocery shopping for an hour every morning, cooking up a storm myself. Like, that's my time to decompress when I'm in the kitchen, or when I'm grilling, or when I'm doing any of those things. But yeah, it's definitely a lot, but this new house is fantastic. And the hydrangeas, I mentioned them already. I'm a big flower guy. You don't realize it until you're in like just a house that has a beautiful array of flowers, and you're like, wow, everybody needs this. Everybody needs beautiful hydrangeas.
And you drove in 3 hours this morning from the Hamptons. Will you drive back tonight?
I will drive back in 30 minutes.
Wow, you're not good at being alone.
I'm doing a full-blown in and out. No. I'm amazing at being alone. My wife is horrendous at being alone.
Well, yeah,
horrendous. Horrendous. So I will get back to her as quickly as possible. It's funny, my mom is also bad at being alone. I said to my mom, I hadn't seen her for like a week. She gave me like a really big hug, and I gave her a really big hug. I missed her terribly. But I was like, thank God we don't go to war anymore, because I don't think that we could have done it. Like, men would go away for like 6 months.
They
like,
still do.
Or a year. No, like, I'm saying like a draft. Like, of course, like you can volunteer to go. But I'm saying, like, thank God there isn't like a draft, because this would be, for other reasons too.
Let's be honest. You're on medical leave. You're getting a medical waiver.
No, that's why I'm cooking. So people know I'm the chef. I'm the chef on board.
But like, see, for me, right, with my wife, it's 3:40 in New York right now. You're going to get done at 4:20.
Yep.
For you to jump on the FDR right now and then go to Long Island at 4:30 in the afternoon, I would be like, listen, I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to go meet some friends. I'll leave at 8:30 tonight so I don't hit any traffic. But you won't do that.
No, I'll be there in 3 hours. I'll leave here at approximately 4:15, 4:20. Be in the car. And I'll be home by 7:30 for dinner. Even though that's a late dinner. We eat at 6:30.
6:30 is a late dinner. I eat at 5. Let me tell you.
I know.
You asked me, I'd eat at 4:45 if I could.
It really is the move. Eating as early as possible. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And if you're
So
going to
good.
stay up late, you have a little snack. You're going to stay
Yeah.
up till midnight 1. You think you're going to be famished? Pop a couple grapes and shut the fuck up. Like, you
100%.
know?
Yeah, I do. Or instead of grapes, maybe a raisinette. I had
Yeah.
raisinets the other day. What a candy.
Well, did you know recently that Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's LA home was burglarized in broad daylight? Burglarized.
Mm.
The thieves broke glass in broad daylight to gain entry into a guest house on the couple's property a few weeks ago. The incident triggered an alarm, according to law enforcement sources, but that did not stop the robbers from entering.
Wow.
The burglary reportedly took place while the actors were out of town, but the thieves did not make it into the main house. It is unclear what, if anything, was stolen. It's just like a big win for the Hanks. I feel like they weren't home and they didn't take anything.
Yeah, it seems like honestly, like a non-story.
But what do you think about, like, you're in the city right now. You won't
Yes.
go check on your apartment?
I did. And thank God I did. It's great that you mentioned that. I walked in, beep, beep, beep. Apparently, and it wasn't open, my freezer stopped being frozen. There was a puddle under the freezer.
Ay vey.
All the ice had melted.
Not good.
And it had overflowed. All the meat that we had that we were saving for the winter, gone. Burgers, steaks, chickens. It was all warm. So thank God I got there. It must have happened literally over the weekend. But if I hadn't gone, we would have had, when the floors bubble up because there's water damage on them.
Bad.
We would have had that. And I definitely went, checked in, made sure everything was good. Drains were sealed, checked the garbages, found that, picked up my contacts. And we spoke about this on the last episode. My doorman said, I didn't know you wore contacts. That's the point. It's the point of contacts. I'll never get that out of my head. I had no clue that you wore contacts. I couldn't see them. No one can see contacts.
So true. It's good.
No one can see contacts.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Stay passionate.
so-
I like that about you.
So yeah, I checked. But so you'd be in the city. Maybe go to Teresi.
I can't get into Teresi. I'm dying to go to Teresi.
No, you can get in. It's just, you can get in.
I gotta be hungry at 10:45 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, or we got to book it out. We got to book it out a couple
Let's book it.
We got to book it out. Yeah, you'll tell me when you're here. We will book it. Can I tell you that I love CVS?
Yeah,
I love CVS.
They have a
Josh.
lot to offer.
You're going to be a little grossed out by this story, but I'm going to need to tell it to you anyways because everybody needs to hear this story from me. I love CVS. I went to CVS last night and I went to pick up a fan because I love a fan. And shout out Honeywell. That's the only fan I buy. I love those. I've had them since my childhood. I love the brand Honeywell. I go to pick up a fan. All of a sudden, my stomach just fucking drops, Josh. Drops. Like I'm going to shit my pants. And
Why? That's so random.
so random. I just got the runs like out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Maybe it was food poisoning. I don't know what it was. So out of nowhere, got the runs. And it could have something to do with my weekly injection of Ozempic. Sometimes these things happen. It is what it is. And if I was in Manhattan and I went to CVS or Dwayne Reed and I said, do you have a bathroom that I could use? They would tell me to go fuck myself. Like that is not a place where you can find a bathroom that is for a patron. It's a place that you can find a bathroom maybe for an employee. This CVS, this lady, I said, I really need to go to the bathroom. She said, no problem. Here's my key. Go to the lower level. I went to the basement of the CVS. It was the most pristine, gorgeous bathroom. Did my business and left. So shout out CVS.
Wow, you
guys
sullied.
you guys are real ones.
Wow, that's CVS. They take such pride in having a nice restroom for the employees. And this rando buyer of Imodium and who knows what else comes in and just
I dropped a nuke.
carpet
nuked
bombs.
I nuked it. It was there. It's done. They had to replace the seat.
Today's episode is brought to you by GNC. Look, one strategy for maintaining your weight is obviously exercise, but There's working harder and working smarter. So a hack that I've been using to get more mileage out of my workouts is taking Create Wellness creatine gummies from GNC. Look, creatine is usually like in a powder. There's mixing, there's measuring. You're going to feel like a gym bro. This is like this delicious little blue raspberry gummy. You can keep it anywhere. Keep it in your car, your gym bag. You pop it in. Get a little bit of that tart, that blue raspberry tart. And boom, you take it. And I've never been a big workout supplement guy, but the truth is when I got into taking the ones that have been the most researched, like creatine, I just found that I got that little push that I needed in the gym. And there's even, some studies that say, with cognition and things like this, creatine can help. But overall, I have just found a massive benefit, and I don't get any of water retention or any of the things they say about creatine. I've just found it to be incredibly beneficial, and being able to take it in an easy way is why I love these gummies and Create Wellness. Love it. I'm telling you, it's like a little reward for working out. So right now, you can get 15% off Create Wellness creatine gummies plus all our GNC favorites for weight management. Just go to gnc.com/goodguys and use code goodguys15 at checkout for 15% off today. Look,
It's done.
I, like most, people of our religion, I need to know where a quality bathroom is at all times. And it's not for what you went and did. I'm just a pisher. You know what I mean? I'm a well-hydrated king, and I might need to go pee at any time. And
Yes.
it gives me a lot of agita about New York, that they're really not welcoming. I even find the ire of people that they'll look at me weird if I go into a restaurant and go, I'll walk right to the bar. I go, give me a coffee, give me a Diet Coke, whatever. Also, where's your bathroom? It's as though they're looking at me like, oh, you didn't really want the drink, did you? I'm like, is the money good? What do you care
100%.
my intention?
1,000%. No, but that you have to do in New York, because there's nothing worse than you needing to go to the bathroom and they say restrooms are for customers only. And then you get angry because just let me use your bathroom. Just cut out that whole middle piece. I'll take a coffee. I'll take a donut. I'll take a water. I'm going to use your restroom. Hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smart. It's the only way to do it. Absolute only way to do it.
Listen, don't I know it? And I think this brings me to my Shark Tank idea that I've always had, that no one wants to co-sign, and apparently no one wants to fund. Mark Cuban, I hope you're listening. I think there should be an app where all the bathroom codes around that city are aggregated to one place. So the Starbucks on 59th Street, the code is 7714. And the, Home Goods in Union Square, the code is 7723. Could you imagine you just open up your app and the codes are there waiting for you? It's pishing palooza.
It would be amazing. I think that the establishments would take issue with it. But as a consumer, I love it. I'm all in.
It's a superpower.
I'm all in. Yes, I'm all in. What is your favorite? I guess Starbucks isn't really fast food, but like, you need to go to the bathroom. Where do you know you're going to get a clean bathroom?
Target. Best.
Target. Wow, the best bathrooms are at Target.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My favorite, where I feel safest in two places in my life. One, the hospital, because I know if shit goes down, I'm right there.
Yes.
Two is an airport, because I know that I have a cornucopia of bathrooms waiting for me as I see fit. Love a airport.
Yes. Same. Yeah. Good snack. Fantastic.
I don't know. I keep trying to enjoy food at an airport. I don't think I have ever enjoyed food at an airport. Have you?
Yes, definitely. Because it's where my deepest, darkest cravings come in, and I'm able to completely indulge. I would never, ever, ever go to a Cinnabon outside of an airport. I just wouldn't.
Sure.
Like, I'm not doing that to myself. I wouldn't go to an Auntie Anne's outside of an airport. I just wouldn't do it. Like, and I certainly wouldn't do them both at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
Ever. There's something about being in an airport where you know you're going to be on that flight, and it doesn't matter what poisonous things you just put in your body, you're good. So no. Have I ever had like a great meal? No. But have I ever had like a bad meal that I would have nowhere else that also is a good meal? Yes, absolutely.
Because they'll have legit restaurants that I love. They'll have the PF Chang's. They'll have a Palm Steakhouse at the JFK in New York. Or
No good.
At
You can't
JFK.
go there.
It's
You
not
can't
good.
go. No, you can't go. You can't get a real meal at an airport. You can't do it.
It's not good. And
Not good.
and then I like, because I have a little bit of status with Delta. I don't mean to brag. And so the food at airport lounges, I don't like the fiend value that it's given by the patrons of said lounge. Have some respect for yourself. It's dry pita and hummus. This wasn't made by Mario Carbone. This was made by Donna, who
I'm also happy that you brought that up, Josh, because they really do need to redo the baseline of foods.
tell me.
Why is it always Mediterranean? Why is it always low-grade Mediterranean? The olives, the pitas, the hummus. I don't want that. I especially don't want that at 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. That's right.
No good.
No one does.
No good. We need a new variety. I've never seen tuna. Have you ever seen tuna in a Sky Lounge?
I don't want to.
Okay, fine.
I don't
Deal.
want to. It
No, you don't
scares
want
me, and I don't know
You're
how
out.
it's been kept.
Okay, you're out. You're out.
I might be out on that. Should we get to a speak pipe?
Yes, sure.
If you want to get advice from us, ask us questions, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys, and we will answer your questions, give you advice. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. And don't send us your what are you nutses. They're not that great. Here's one from Katie.
Hey, good guys. Long time moron, longer time toaster. I have a Woody and Nuts for Ben Soffer.
This one's good.
So I was at Joe T's in Fort Worth, Texas, when you and Claudia were there for the rodeo. And Ben, you and my boyfriend were in the restroom at the same time at Joe T's, and he said that you didn't wash your hands. Woody and Nuts. Love y'all.
Wow.
Damn.
What the
New producer Josh, I'm sorry you had to hear that. He is judging you right now, Ben.
No. That guy is judging me. What are you going? There's a secret pact. I didn't go in there and take a shit. I probably went, took a quick piss, and I got to tell you, my penis is incredibly clean. So if on occasion I forget to wash my hands, don't go and tell your wife, who's then going to tell the whole world, and then we're going to talk about it on the podcast. It happens. It's rare. Next time, if I see him in the bathroom, next time I'll do the fake wash. Okay. I'll turn it on. I'll pretend and I'll leave. Okay. Sometimes I wash. Sometimes I don't.
Well, let's be honest, though. That's fine. That's your choice. That's your right as an American. But let's not say you forgot. You never forgot in your life. You either do or you don't.
You're right. I made a conscious choice in that moment to not. And perhaps, I don't remember that bathroom, Josh, but perhaps that bathroom didn't have napkins, okay? If I see a stack of napkins and towels, every single time I will wash my hands.
Wow.
If
okay.
I only see that blow drying machine that we spoke about with the great Terry Dubrow that spreads more germs than not washing your hands at all, if I only see one of those, I'd say 75% of the time, I'm not washing my hands.
Fair enough. I hear you. I'll tell you, yesterday I got called out by my son because I went to the restroom with him. We were at a restaurant and went to the restroom before we got in the car. And there was, just like I wanted to wash my hands from just the food and stuff. There may be a little sauce on my hand or whatever. So I washed my hands first while he was using the bathroom. And then as he was washing his hands, I then went to the urinal, which was, it was one of those without a handle with anything. So I didn't have to touch anything. And I just washed my hands. I peed. I got my son. And as we're walking out to the entire bathroom, he goes, "Dad, you didn't wash your hands." I'm like, "Get in the car, you little shit." No, I'm good. But in that case too, I felt like I washed my hands and I didn't have to touch any handles, or I just touched me. But maybe people are like, if you touch you should be washing.
How do you feel about those old school urinals, Josh? And then the old school urinal walls. Remember when we ran that 5K, the bathroom at the Rose Stadium was just that wall of pee where you could have 10 guys peeing on the exact same wall at the exact same time. There's no flushers. How do you feel about those? Because they are quicker entry and exit, right? You don't have to flush. You don't have to touch anything. That said, the entire bathroom just smells like pee.
Yeah, it's weird. I remember they used to have those at Yankee Stadium before they redid it when I was like, 9 years old. And yeah, it's always odd, but I think in general, it's just like get in, get out, get it done quick. Be quick. The quicker, the better.
Yes, totally.
This next speak pipe is from a little person named someone good. This person's name is Morgan.
Hey, Ben and Josh, huge moron here. Quick tipping culture question for you. If you are ordering at a restaurant and just going in and picking it up, do you tip on that? Thanks, guys. Love the pod.
Ooh. I know whatever I say, Josh is going to say that I did do something wrong, and then you're all going to shame me. So what I'm going to tell you is that no, I don't tip on pickup. I don't. I ordered my food. I'm sure they charged me some surcharge. I paid whatever, the tax, but I picked it up. I typically reserve tipping for if I had a waiter or a waitress. Now, Josh, tell me why I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Well, you said if there's a surcharge, if there is a service charge, because that's exactly what it is. So if someone spent time packaging it up, making it nice, that's a form of waiting. It's an expedited wait, which is why I top out at $10. Whether it's a $40 thing or it's $400, you're not getting more than 10 from me, maybe 400. But like, I'm definitely not going to give over 10% if I'm picking it up, but just a little something to say, whoever packaged this, whoever oversaw it, I want to make sure that everything's right with you. But that could be what that service charge is. And in which case, maybe you don't have to tip it.
I just don't know who it's going to. The person who handed me my food, more likely than not, is not the person who did it. So you're basically tipping for the exchange. I don't think that the person who packed your meal into the boxes is then putting them into the bag, bringing them up to the front and handing it to you. I think you're tipping the wrong person in that specific scenario.
It depends. I mean, I think like they have to pool the tips regardless. Like if an employer is stealing tips, I'm sure that's like highly illegal. But yeah, I think that
that's a good question, Josh. Tip pooling. You're a waiter or a waitress. How annoyed are you at tip pooling? Unless you're a bad waiter. Like I would be fucking pissed because I'm there. I'm here to give you a good time. I'm animated. I'm fun. I'm recommending things. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than when a waiter says, actually, that's not very good. You're like, oh, this wait, he or she really knows what they're talking about if he's recommending against the salmon. I'm giving them everything to receive a nice, big 25% tip. And then I'm sharing it with Joe Schmo, who shows no animation, no gusto, and maybe gets 10%.
But here's the problem. It's a numbers game. Like I have a friend. He's not even a real friend. In fact, he's a real piece of shit. And he knows who he is. And God, I wish I could name him. He does these little things that make me want to eat my own head. Like he'll tip pre-tax.
Weird.
Like,
yeah.
If the bill is $150, so that means the tax was about $15, he'll be like, I'm only going to tip on $130. I'll be like, okay. And even then he's only giving 15%. So now
that's really cheap. That's too cheap.
So now we're talking about like when it should have been closer to like $30-$35, now we're talking about like 18, and it just gets odd. And also I believe this needs to be the rule that if you're whacking it up and you're splitting a check, we all tip the same, and we tip the most. Like if I want to give $5 and you're leaving $7, I leave $7. You don't come down to my $5. You know what I'm saying?
No. And know who you're going to a meal with.
Yeah.
If they're uncomfortable with leaving a generous tip, don't have dinner with Josh. Don't do it. Just don't.
Totally. But
that's fine.
What do you think about, like, my big brother has a thing where he will only tip cash because he doesn't want the wait staff to get taxed on their tips.
I think it's lovely. I think it requires you to be flush at all times, which is a job in and of itself. Occasionally I'll run low on bills, but if I have them, there's honestly nothing better than just getting up and leaving money on the table and leaving, right? You have a $150 bill, you leave 2 beautiful $100 bills and you walk out. You put the little cup on top of the 200s and you leave. Why not?
Because you are a business and you and the points guy, our beloved Brian Kelly, kill you for that. You want to charge the meal in most cases.
Oh, of course. I thought you meant that you can't leave money. I'm like, what don't I know?
No,
I get it. You got to use your credit card so you can get points. I understand.
Yeah,
Sure.
or yes, but then you just like the other day I took out a good friend of mine to a steak dinner I owed him, and we didn't order much actually, so it wasn't that expensive. I think it was surprisingly cheap. I think it was like 130 or $140. We both don't drink. And I left a crisp $50 bill in that fold, and it felt so good.
The best.
I was like, and that's for you.
There's nothing better than walking around with cash. And when you're cashless, you're like, why don't I always carry cash? We need to be walking around with cash.
Absolutely.
What do you think's the minimum at all times?
$100.
Yeah.
In big and small bills.
Yes. 50, 20.
Yeah.
Two tens of five singles.
I got in a fight with my buddy Matt the other day because he was like, well, I couldn't because I don't carry cash. I'm like, well, you should always carry cash. And he goes, no, I carry $1 in my wallet. And I was like, what if you tip? Like, what if you valet? And he goes, well, they usually have like a Venmo QR code thing. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, you're making this poor guy figure out how to like make your life easier so you can Venmo him $5. Like,
what does he have a single one for, Josh? What does he use that for?
I don't even know. And then he got mad at me because I said a man should always carry cash. And he goes, oh, it's a macho thing. And I was like, kinda.
Yeah, for sure. Need it.
Just carry.
It is a macho thing. Carry it.
It's a macho thing in the way that, God willing, and I'm sure I'll get ripped apart on the internet, isn't toxic, which is taking care of. Like that, just always be in a position to take care of the group with whom you're with.
Yeah.
I love it.
Agreed.
I love when
too.
people, you go to the valet, they go like, you got 10 to spot me, do I? You want the current bill or you want one from the mid-aughts? How about all in Sacagaweas? Because I got a coin purse, bub.
Yeah. A coin purse.
I love it. Producer Josh, do you carry cash?
I do actually, and like from back when I used like going out a lot, I would have to cover so many of my friends to like get into clubs.
Wow.
That like it just became a habit of like, all right, this guy doesn't have the 10. All right, I'm gonna cover it, but then you owe me something later. I'm getting it back.
Now drag them, name them. Well, first and last.
Did you ever get them back? Because that is the absolute worst. I've had that many a time. The people that don't carry cash and it's like a small amount of money. Oh yeah, no problem. I'll spot you at 10. Never seeing it again.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna remind you that you owe me $10, but now I'm at 100.
Yep, no, it's gone. And honestly, and now that I think about it, it's pretty much always like the same 3 people. And they were getting over on everybody. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah, straight up. I remember once I went to my buddy's birthday dinner, and I'm going to name him David. Love you, David. My boy kid David, who's actually doing commentary for the breakdancing part of the Olympics coming up this week. Shout out, David. We're so proud of you. He's got a buddy. God, I really want to mention his name. And he's just a scumbag. And we went out to his birthday dinner, and he's sitting next to me, and he just gets up at the end of the dinner and doesn't pay. Now, we were like in our 20s. This was just one of those things. We went to a regular spot, nothing fancy. It was like everybody paid for dinner, and we actually paid for our buddy so that he didn't have to pay for his own birthday dinner. It was $25 a person. I go, Juan Pablo, you heard me. I go, you didn't pay. And he goes, oh, sorry. And he like proceeds to pull out a $10 bill. I said, Did we get school lunch? What's happening? Dog, we just had dinner. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're grown-ups. Like, I don't know if $10 could cover you at McDonald's anymore.
That's nuts.
Oh,
Can we do a best bite of the week? Do you have one? And then we can what do you nut? And then we can what do you nuts it and go home?
Ben's getting tired. Go, Ben.
Are you? Or is it just me?
No, it's because you're about to go into 5 hours of traffic. And you're trying to.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Trying to get
I'm great.
It's okay.
I'm great.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, my best bet of the week. Josh, have I spoke to you about East Hampton Grill?
No.
Okay, East Hampton Grill is a part of Hillstone.
Love
It
it.
is the ownership group. It
Got
is
it.
in East Hampton. And this, Josh, is a freaking restaurant. I
believe
ate
it.
there for probably my 5th or 6th time in my life on Saturday night. And I'm going to walk you through everything that I ate.
Great.
Because this meal is a true 10 out of 10.
Take us there,
Okay.
Daddy.
First of all, classic Caesar salad. You can taste the anchovies, but they're covered by a lovely layer of that lemony citrus. It is just the perfect Caesar salad. A spinach artichoke dip that you know from Hillstone. Perfect.
Mm.
Absolutely perfect. And there's something about, they're the only restaurant I know that can go high-low like that. You're there for a very luxurious meal, but you're ordering a spinach artichoke dip like you're at Applebee's, and it tastes so unbelievably delicious. Fantastic. We then go into their tuna tartare with a perfectly fanned avocado, the freshest, most delicious tuna. Fantastic. I then got their fish of the day, which was a fried sole with a tartar sauce and a coleslaw. Oh, I forgot that we got bread in the beginning that comes with a jar of honey. They're these little rolls that you're meant to douse in honey. Skip the dessert. I was going to pop out the door. My best bite of the week, East Hampton Grill. A+.
I believe it. I always believe it. Shout out the Hillstone group. I too, to connect with your no dessert, I had a very interesting, wonderful meal with a good buddy of mine, great, brilliant writer. We've worked together before, and he helped me on a project that I worked on, and so I promised him a steak dinner. So we went old school. Arnie Morton's Steakhouse. Morton's. You know,
Delicious. Yeah.
so good. Their Cajun ribeye is arguably my favorite steak. So good. And people hear Cajun ribeye, they go, well, where are we? You know, what's going on here? They think we're at a Bennigan's. No.
Mm-hmm.
The spice, it's just a beautiful ribeye with like a little bit of a kick.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend looks amazing. He's recently lost a bunch of weight for his son's wedding. And he says, you know, I was planning on just, you know, going full bore blackout on this meal and eating the bread and the sides and the dessert. But he's like, I think I'm just going to go healthy on this because I just don't want to feel terrible. I said, beautiful, do you? But inside I go, well, that's no fun. It's like it's like snorting cocaine alone as someone's staring at you. You know, I'm like, well, okay, you ruined it for me, but enjoy your health. So he orders the sea bass.
Oh,
the
no.
asparagus. No, it's good. It was great for him. So I said, all right, I'm just going to order a Cajun ribeye because that's my move. But, you know, steak protein, and I'll order a salad to start, beautiful Caesar, which I love. And we just won't do any potatoes and stuff. And I ate a little bread, and of course we didn't do any dessert. And let me tell you, first of all, delicious meal. Walking out of there, I felt like $1 million. Because I wasn't weighed down by 1.5 pounds of mac and cheese and a hot lava cake, which I miss.
Yeah. Would you rather have felt terrible and gotten to eat the lava cake and mac and cheese, though? The answer is yes.
It's hard. Like I even, you know, they print the calories on the menu, and I love an iceberg wedge, but when you see that that's 800 calories and the Caesar salad was 400, and I love a Caesar, I went C's.
It's the blue cheese.
God,
it's the blue cheese. So freaking good.
All right, let's get to our What Are You Nuts moment of the week. What Are You Nuts? It's our gripes with people, places, and things that are sticking in our craw today and every day. And for me, my What Are You Nuts is me, because I've been doing something and I realize I've been doing it since I'm 8 years old, and now I'm 37 and it just ain't cute. If you are with me in a car walking down the street at any time in our life, and there is some exotic car, I'm talking a McLaren, a Lamborghini, or a Ferrari, I will stop the conversation and go, Ferrari. Well, what am I, nuts? Well, what am I, on the spectrum? Like, stop it, Josh. Like, stop it, me. Like, what? There's no need to point out, like, Ferrari.
No, it's like when you are nuts, but we're all nuts. It's like when you're driving through the countryside and you see a cow. You have to say cow.
Yeah.
Horse. I do that too.
Coyote.
Horse. Yeah. Donkey. I do it too. Don't worry.
I know. It's just like,
and it's not, but it's nuts. It's a little nuts. It is.
I do it, and if it's a Rolls Royce, like any rare car, it's getting a shout out from Josh Peck.
It's funny. I think I shout out the opposite. I don't shout out any of the nice cars. I'm always like, look at the fucking bumper stickers on that Toyota Camry. That's what I call out. Nuts. Excuse me. My what are you nuts? Have I mentioned my that I'm against the herb community, Big Herb? Have I gone into this already? You
get too much herb.
Damn it!
Yes,
I can't do 3. What about the heat? The New York heat? Have I done that?
How about flying? Give him a flying. Take my wife, please.
Oh man! All right, I'll make my what are you nuts myself too. I'm a little bit tired during this episode because I drove here 3 hours. Where I'm going to drive back 3 hours, and Josh, I haven't had anything to eat but a singular Belvita cracker.
I know. I took a video of you enjoying your Belvita cracker. Okay,
that was my whole lunch.
I love you, and you
Josh,
are appreciated.
It's 4:10.
You
I've had nothing to eat.
You need to consume some food and be caffeinated for these podcasts. But we love you for coming out and expending so much energy.
Yes. What am I nuts?
There's literally a spot at the bottom of WTF, which is like an Asian food court.
No. I needed to run out in between the two. I just didn't. I thought, I'm strong. I can do it. And the answer, folks, I'm nuts. I couldn't do it.
So what are you going to get? Like, because for me, right, this would be a real joy for me if I hadn't eaten anything all day. I got a 3-hour ride back. I got my podcast lined up. I'm going to get some snacks, going to get a bev, and then I'm going to eat dinner when I get home. What are you going to grab for the drive home?
Honestly, I really am craving like a big protein smoothie. I know that sounds lame, but that's exactly what my body needs. It needs fruit. It needs a little bit of peanut butter. It needs a little bit of protein powder. Of course, like a huge water, maybe a Gatorade. That'll make me great until dinner. That's what I'm looking forward to on the ride home.
All right. Well, take us home then.
Friends, this episode has been 4.5 stars out of 5. But still rate us 5. No, I'm kidding. These are 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. You got to watch us interacting. Watch us once. Listen to us once. Double the listens. It's better for you. It's better for us. Follow us on Instagram. I haven't said that in a while. Follow us on TikTok as well. Our TikTok is growing. Josh, we're big on the talk. Huge on the talk, might I add. Huge.
We're big in China.
Yes, big, huge in China and on the TikTok. And on Mondays and Thursdays, don't forget about those Thursdays episodes, or don't forget about the Monday episodes if you're Thursday listeners. Twice a week, double the fun. And folks, we'll see you next time.